Today I'm going to talk about a unique movie that brings to life a magical conflict between two fantastical worlds. It will definitely remind you of films like Harry Potter or the Last Warrior series. So let's dive into the storyline. The movie opens in the mystical Wolfos realm, a kingdom ruled by human-wolf hybrids. Here we meet Prince Vincent, who receives crucial news. After years of searching, his grandfather's killer, Prince Matthew, has finally been located. Matthew had been hiding at Kleck's Academy, disguising himself as a bird to escape capture. As the camera pans out from this magical kingdom, the scene shifts to Ada in the real world. Now about Ada, it's her birthday, and she's filled with anticipation, hoping her father will surprise her by showing up at her party. Her father had gone on an adventure when she was young and hasn't returned since. Ada misses him deeply. However, when she eagerly arrives home, there is no party waiting. Her mother, who remains preoccupied with the search for her missing husband, has forgotten Ada's birthday entirely. This leaves Ada feeling heartbroken. Adding to her frustration is the fact that her family and neighbors all believe in a magical world called Kleck's Academy. They claim Ada possesses a hidden power that can only be unlocked there. And it is at Kleck's Academy that she might learn the truth about her father's disappearance, as he had once ventured there himself. But Ada, skeptical of their beliefs, refuses to accept any of it. Meanwhile, we see Prince Matthew, who is part human and part bird, traveling across the globe, extending invitations to special individuals for Kleck's Academy. After inviting many others, his search eventually leads him to Ada. But when Matthew approaches her, Ada assumes he's just a stranger in a costume pulling a prank. Despite Matthew's efforts to convince her that Kleck's Academy is real and that she is the chosen one destined to save it from a rising dark force, Ada remains unconvinced. Ada talks to her mother and the neighbor about the mysterious puzzle voice, and her neighbor shows her a vision that finally convinces her of the truth. With her doubts eased, Ada decides to go to Kleck's Academy. She not only wants to see this magical place, but also hopes to uncover what really happened to her father. After saying goodbye to her mother, she embarks on her journey to the magical realm with the help of some spells and Matthew's guidance. Upon arriving, Ada finds herself in a breathtaking fairy tale world, filled with incredible sights. She sees floating islands, planets created purely from imagination, and other fantastical elements that seem straight out of a dream. The more vivid and creative your imagination, the more wondrous things you can see in this realm. Eventually, Ada and the other chosen ones reach Kleck's Academy, where everyone is awestruck by its magnificence. Here, they also form a strong bond with Dr. Albert, a mentor at the Academy. Shortly after, Prince Matthew introduces a magical test to reveal each student's level of imagination power. The higher the number, the stronger the imagination. While many students score above 50, Ada disappointingly scores only an 8, leaving her feeling disheartened. Then, in a grand entrance, the Academy's professor arrives. He dazzles the children with various magical displays, teaching them that in this world, their imagination is the key to achieving anything. They just need to believe in themselves. However, even after class, Ada remains troubled, unable to understand why her imagination power is so low. Seeing her distress, Prince Matthew reassures her. He explains that sometimes a person's imagination can become suppressed due to traumatic events in their life. He encourages Ada to learn how to focus, assuring her that with time and practice, she can unlock her full potential. The next day in class, the professor asks everyone to focus on their happiest memories and bring them to life through their imagination. Ada, eager to participate, recalls the joyful moments she shared with her father. However, as she delves deeper into her memories, they unexpectedly shift into nightmares, causing a storm-like disturbance in the real world. Despite this frightening experience, Ada refuses to give up. Determined to control her power, she begins to practice more intently in the next session. During this time, something strange happens. The students notice a creature descending from the sky. Upon closer inspection, they realize it's a member of the wolf rust species. This is puzzling because no one can enter the academy without special permission. Yet the creature seems harmless and innocent, and everyone quickly grows fond of it. Ada names her Snack, and the professor grants her permission to stay at the academy. That night, while everyone else is asleep, Ada's curiosity about her father's fate drives her to search for answers. She sneaks into Prince Matthew's room, where she discovers strange items: a cat-shaped hat encased in glass, various buttons scattered across the floor, and Prince Matthew's personal diary. As she reads the diary, Ada uncovers a shocking story. Years ago, while Prince Matthew was wandering in the forest, he accidentally killed the king of the Wolfers. In retaliation, the Wolfers fatally wounded him with a knife. When Matthew returned to his kingdom, he was treated by Dr. Paj Chiwo, who Ada realizes is her neighbor. Dr. Paj Chiwo gave Prince Matthew a magical hat, which allowed him to transform into any bird and hide from the Wolfers' revenge. He was also also told that he could return to his human form by removing a special button from the hat. Unfortunately, some wolfers infiltrated the kingdom and caused that crucial button to disappear. As a result, Prince Matthew was forced to keep wearing the hat, transforming into a bird permanently. In his defense, the professor provided him with magical seeds that, when eaten daily, allow him to maintain a half-human, half-bird form. Without these seeds, he would fully transform into a bird forever. To this day, Prince Matthew continues to search for the missing button in hopes of breaking free from this curse. The following day, during another magical session, the professor shares a surprising revelation with Ada about her father. He explains that her father was once the master of Kleck's Academy and had been searching for Prince Matthew, hoping to stop the brewing war between the wolfers and the Academy. Her father discovered Prince Matthew's whereabouts, which unfortunately put him in the crosshairs of the wolfers. However, what happened to him after that remains a mystery. Just as Ada begins to process this information, chaos erupts. Members of the fairy world come rushing into the Academy, warning that the wolfers have surrounded them. Amid the panic, Snack's eyes change color, and without saying a word, she runs off. Concerned for her safety, Ada, fearing that innocent Snack might get into trouble, sets off with Dr. Albert to find her. Their search takes them to various magical worlds, including a perilous dragon world where they narrowly escape death. Eventually, they discover that Snack is in the Wolfers' realm. It becomes clear that the Wolfers had intentionally brought Snack into the Academy to use her innocence as a way to infiltrate Kleck's Academy. However, Snack herself was not malicious. She was merely a pawn in their scheme. The Wolfers successfully carry out their plan, and soon their army, thousands strong, marches on Kleck's Academy. The Academy falls under their control, and both the professor and Prince Matthew are captured. Although Matthew had been their original target, Prince Vincent surprisingly frees everyone else. As the chaos unfolds, Ada immediately rushes off to find Albert, who has become increasingly troubled by the situation. Struggling with inner demons and the immense pressures of living in a magical world, Albert had long felt out of place at the Academy. The attack from the Wolfers only deepened his fear, driving him to isolate himself on a solitary piece of ice in the middle of a lake. Ada desperately tries to reach him and calm him down, but despite her efforts, the ice cracks. Albert falls into the freezing water, and tragically he drowns, leaving Ada devastated. Having already lost her father, losing Albert, who was her love, leaves her heartbroken. With the Wolfers now in control of the Academy, and both the professor and Matthew still held captive, Ada is forced to leave Kleck's Academy and return to the real world. Despite the prophecy that foretold she would be the one to save Kleck's, Ada is left feeling confused and defeated. However, after a conversation with Dr. Pazchiwo, she begins to realize that the key to saving Kleck's lies in her ability to face her deepest fears and trust in the power of her imagination. Only then can she fulfill her destiny and protect the Academy from the Wolfers. Now those encouraging words ignite a new sense of hope in Ada, and in that moment, a dormant power within her awakens. With her newfound strength, she successfully locates the missing button from Prince Matthew's magical hat. Without wasting any time, she contacts her friends and asks them to meet at Kleck's Academy. Ada sneaks back into the Academy on her own and first confronts the professor. Together, they rely on their imaginative powers to escape by flying away. Once they regroup with their friends at a safe location, they begin to craft a plan to save the Academy. The plan is simple: distract the Wolfers' army while Ada retrieves the magical hat. Things seem to be going well, but just as Ada is about to secure the hat, it falls into the hands of Vincent. Ada and Vincent are both captured by the Wolfers. Vincent, consumed with thoughts of avenging his brother, seems intent on exacting his revenge. But Ada sees a spark of innocence in Vincent's eyes. She realizes that, deep down, he does not truly want war. He's only following his brother's orders. Ada calmly explains to him that revenge will not stop the war, but only fuel it further. In a powerful moment of trust, Ada hands over the magical hat, now complete with the button, to Prince Matthew. The moment Matthew puts on the hat, he returns to his true form. His transformation is proof of the punishment he has already endured, years spent trapped as a half-man, half-bird creature, cursed and suffering. His once youthful appearance has now faded, which deeply moves Vincent. Ada shows him that Matthew has already paid the price for his past actions, softening Vincent's heart. In a surprising turn, Vincent announces the end of the war, acknowledging that continuing would only lead to more destruction. However, this act of peace does not go unpunished. Vincent himself must face the consequences of defying his brother's orders. In the end, though, peace is restored, and the Academy is once again filled with the vibrant imaginations of children. It seems like a happy ending, but in the final scene, set a year later, we see Prince Matthew in the Dragon World, the same one Ada had visited by accident. This time, Matthew seems to be seeking revenge against the Wolfers for the years he spent trapped in a foreign body. The movie ends on a mysterious note, implying that a sequel is likely, where perhaps the secret of Ada's father's disappearance will finally be revealed. And with that, this movie comes to a close. I hope you enjoyed my explanation. If you did, don't forget to like the video and support the channel by subscribing. I'll see you in the next explanation video. Thanks for watching, friends.